Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we are diving into the wonderful world of growing your own figures. If you've ever tasted a fresh, sun-ripened fig straight from the tree, you know it's a game changer. They're sweet, jammy, and absolutely delicious. So, let's get you started on growing these amazing fruits right in your own backyard. First off, what exactly is a fig tree? Well, scientifically known as Ficus carica, it's a deciduous tree, meaning it loses its leaves in the fall. These trees can grow quite large, sometimes reaching heights of 30 feet, and they're known for their big, beautiful, lobed leaves that provide great shade. But the most interesting part is the fruit itself. A fig isn't a typical fruit. It's actually something called a syconium. This is essentially an inverted flower, where the tiny flowers bloom inside a fleshy, pear-shaped pod. When we eat a fig, we are eating hundreds of tiny flowers and the seeds they produce. It's a fascinating bit of botany. Now, before you run out and buy the first fig tree you see, it's important to know that there are many different varieties. They generally fall into a few main categories, but for most home gardeners, the common fig is the way to go. These types are self-pollinating, so you only need one tree to get fruit. Within the common figs, you'll find a huge range of options. Some produce green or yellow-skinned figs, like the classic Cadota or LSU Gold, which are often honey-sweet. Others produce dark-colored figs, ranging from deep purple to almost black, like the popular brown turkey or mission figures. These tend to have a richer, berry-like flavor. The variety you choose will depend on your climate and your taste preference, so do a little research to see what grows best in your area. Alright, let's talk about planting. The best time to plant a fig tree is in the spring after the last frost, or in the fall, giving it enough time to establish its roots before winter sets in. Choosing the right spot is crucial for a happy, productive tree. Figs absolutely love the sun. You need to find a location that gets at least 6 to 8 hours of direct sunlight per day. The more sun, the more fruit. They also appreciate a bit of protection from strong winds, so planting near a wall, a fence, or another building can be a great idea. A south-facing wall is often the perfect spot because it radiates heat, which figs adore. When it comes to soil, fig trees aren't overly picky, but they do have a preference. They thrive in well-drained soil. If you have heavy clay soil that holds onto water, you'll want to amend it to improve drainage. You can do this by mixing in plenty of organic material like compost, aged manure, or peat moss. This not only helps with drainage but also adds valuable nutrients to the soil. When you're ready to plant, dig a hole that's about twice as wide as the root ball and just as deep. Gently loosen the roots of your young tree before placing it in the hole. Make sure the top of the root ball is level with the surrounding ground. Then, backfill the hole with your amended soil, patting it down gently to remove any air pockets. Once your tree is in the ground, nurturing it correctly is key. Let's start with watering. For the first year, your young fig tree will need consistent watering to help it establish a deep, strong root system. A good rule of thumb is to water it deeply once or twice a week, especially during hot, dry weather. You want the soil to be moist, but not waterlogged. After the first year, established trees are quite drought tolerant, but they'll produce much better fruit if they receive regular water during the growing season. A layer of mulch, like with chips or straw, around the base of the tree can be incredibly helpful. It helps retain soil moisture, suppresses weeds, and keeps the root zone cool. Next up is feeding your tree. Figs aren't heavy feeders, and too much nitrogen fertilizer can lead to lots of leafy growth but very little fruit. The best approach is to rely on organic matter. Top dressing with a couple of inches of compost around the base of the tree each spring is often all they need. This provides a slow release of nutrients throughout the season. If you do notice your tree's growth is slow or the leaves are looking a bit pale, you can give it a balanced, organic fertilizer in the spring, but use it sparingly. The goal is to encourage those deep roots we talked about, which will make the tree more resilient and self-sufficient in the long run. As your fig tree grows, you'll want to manage its size and shape through training and pruning. This is really important, not just to keep the tree at a manageable size for harvesting, but also to encourage fruit production. Figs produce fruit on both old and new wood, depending on the variety. The main pruning should be done in late winter or early spring while the tree is dormant. Your primary goal is to open up the center of the tree to allow for better air circulation and sunlight penetration. Start by removing any dead, damaged, or crossing branches. You can also shorten some of the main branches to control the overall height. Don't be afraid to be a bit aggressive with a mature, overgrown tree. They are very forgiving. A well-pruned tree is a healthier and more productive tree. And here's a fun tip. Fig trees are incredibly easy to propagate. You can easily make more trees to expand your orchard or share with friends. The most common method is through cuttings. In late winter, when you're doing your pruning, take some healthy cuttings from 1-year-old wood. Each cutting should be about 6 to 12 inches long and have several nodes. You can then place these cuttings in a pot with moist potting mix, burying about half of the cutting's length. Keep them in a warm, bright spot, and within a few months, they should start to root and sprout new leaves. It's that simple. Now for the best part, harvesting your delicious figs. Knowing when to pick them is key to getting the best flavor. An unripe fig is not a pleasant experience. The main sign of ripeness is color. Your green figs will turn a yellowish green, and dark figs will achieve their deep, rich color. But the most reliable indicator is touch. A ripe fig will be soft to the squeeze, and the fruit stem will start to bend, causing the fig to droop or hang down. It should detach from the branch with just a gentle twist. If you have to pull hard, it's not ready. Ripe figs are very perishable, so they're best eaten within a day or two of picking. Finally, let's talk about protecting your tree during the winter, which is especially important if you live in a colder climate, say, Zone 7 or below. Fig trees are native to the Mediterranean, so they're not naturally built for harsh winters. The main threat is from freezing temperatures, cold winds, and fluctuating temperatures that can cause the bark to split. One popular method is to wrap the tree. After it has lost its leaves in the fall, you can bundle the branches together with twine and then wrap the entire tree in several layers of burlap or even an old blanket. Some people build a cage of chicken wire around the tree and fill it with dry leaves or straw for insulation. If your tree is in a pot, the easiest solution is to simply move it into an unheated garage, shed, or basement for the winter. It doesn't need light while it's dormant, just protection from the extreme cold. Growing your own figs is such a rewarding experience, from planting the tiny sapling to harvesting your first juicy fruits. They are relatively low-maintenance trees that offer an incredible reward. I hope this guide has given you the confidence to give it a try. Thanks so much for watching today. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next video. Happy gardening!